Hello, hello!
Thursday, that means TLB time
And
toplist.
toplist. So, yeah, and we're not really prepping for any standard at the moment.
No.
And we have already done a lot of Eldritch Moon stuff.
And Worlds isn't this week, but next week, so...
Yeah, we might do something about that.
We have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, we don't know. So I guess we just do a random top list.
Yeah, and we would like to do the top 5
Cantrips. That's basically...
Not in just modern or standard, of all time.
Yeah, in all formats, and of all time. And it's basically a card. This is 1 mana cantrips also. It's a card that replaces itself, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And it lets you find stuff, filter through your deck, just keep on doing, smooth out your draws. Yeah. You can call it whatever.
Yep.
That's basically a cantrip.
Yeah.
I don't really know the origin of the word. We have looked it up sometime, but we have forgotten.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
But the basic is what I just said.
Yeah.
And I guess we start with number 5.
Yeah, there we have Brainstorm, so 1 mana instant.
Blue, of
Blue.
course.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, there might be all blue cards.
You draw 3 cards and you put 2 cards then from your hand on top of your library.
So okay, you lose the Brainstorm, but you get another card. Mm-hmm. That's the cantrip of the card.
Yeah.
But also you get to see 3 new cards, which is very powerful if you're looking for the second piece of a combo, if you just have to find a land.
Yep.
But if you're in that situation that you really have to find the land, and you end-step Brainstorm, and you don't find the land, then you're what?
You're Brainstorm locked.
Yeah, so that's there's a downside to that, I guess.
The downside is the psychological, you know that you're not gonna get the land.
And there's no part of the card that says you may shuffle or...
No.
But the card is very good if you have fetch lands or other ways to shuffle.
Yeah.
So in the right, I guess, sequence and with maybe a fetch land out, you might be able to put away 2 bad cards, get 3 new cards, and then get to shuffle away the bad cards.
Yeah.
And in that case, it's basically like an ancestral recall.
Yeah, but you don't really get the 3 cards in your hand.
No,
and
but
you get
if you
to
just
keep them. But you filter away 2 bad cards, and you might end up with better cards on top.
Yeah. So the card is very powerful.
Yes.
But it's not always the best play.
No.
That's what I was trying to say. Number 4, I guess. Then we have a card that is, I guess, played in more formats because it's legal in more formats.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Gitaxian Probe. And this is weird because you can pay blue and cantrip. This is just draw a card.
And look at the target player's hand.
We'll come to that. I was just thinking you can also pay the friction.
Yeah, that's the broken thing about the card.
Yeah.
It's a 0 mana cantrips that gives you information.
Mm.
And in the formats that you play Gitaxian Probe, information is key.
Yeah, I guess it can be really good in Modern, it can be good in Legacy and in Vintage. You want to filter your draws, you want to trigger stuff like Monastery Mentor, the red guy, the
Young
Pyromancer. There's basically a deck that plays both of them also.
Yeah.
Yes guy.
In Modern I play Blue-Red Delver, and I end up keeping 1 land hand.
Yeah, it fuels the graveyard also.
Also that, but you can keep a 1 land hand if you have a probe in hand, for example.
Yeah.
Because then you get another draw step. If you're on the draw.
So then you get a draw step, you get to do this and another draw step to
so
find
you see
land,
more cards.
if the other part is good.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have other cantrips that also helps with it.
Yeah.
And also it's very strong in, for example, we look a lot at the Vintage Super League.
Yes.
And there, if you can, I guess, probe, see your opponent's hand, then you can play around stuff like Mental Misstep and Force of Will.
Yeah.
And you can also combine this with
Monastery Mentor.
No, the Cable Therapy.
Oh,
because that's like a thought seize, but you have to name the card before you play it. So then you can look at the hand for free on turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
And play it for 1 black and just maybe steal 2 Force of Wills or something. And you can also combo this with Young Pyromancer, where you can look at the hand, get a token.
Sacrifice the token.
Play that blindly. No, you don't have to play it blindly.
No.
And then with the token you can also steal another card.
Yeah, so
it's a very powerful card.
It's a powerful card.
So now number 3.
Number 3 we have Preordained, and so this was close. Number 2 and number 3 they're pretty close.
Yeah, it depends on the deck, depends on the format, and
yeah, but it's 1 mana sorcery, scry 2, draw a card. So the good thing about Preordained is you see 2 cards that you can put on the bottom and then find the 3rd card.
Yeah, or so you can dig as deep as 3.
You can dig 3, and you can see, okay, I have 2 good cards or 1 bad card.
Yeah.
So you scry away that, keep the 1 good on the top, and it's
in a deck, in a format like, I guess, Legacy. People don't really play it in Vintage because that's more combo.
Yeah.
But you can really smooth out your draws.
It's good in basically every blue
It's
deck.
banned in Modern because it was too good there.
Yeah, it is too good.
Because all the blue decks then can just on turn 1 and drawing this later. I mean, then it's just
compare this to Serum Visions when you first draw, then scry.
Yeah, and everyone's playing Serum Visions.
Yeah,
and that's
a lot
super
worse.
strictly worse.
Yep.
So Preordained, very good, makes the deck more consistent, makes you, I mean, you can avoid flooding and you can avoid mana screws, and you can also dig for stuff. So it's a very good card, and that's why but it's still legal in Vintage.
Yeah,
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. But the card on number 2 is not.
No, and
that's Ponder.
That's Ponder.
And that's 1 mana. Look at the top 3 cards. So you look at 3 first.
Yeah.
And then you can choose to put them back if you like the cards. I mean, maybe you really need one of them, then you can put that on top. Or if you really need to find the second piece of something, or you really need to find an answer, and you don't have it in the top 3, you can shuffle and then draw a card.
Yeah.
So you get to see 4 cards.
Yeah, and that's why it's better. Because it's played in the combo decks.
Yeah. Finding, I mean, if you talk about decks in Vintage, maybe you play Oath of Druids or something, and you really need the land that produces a token for the opponent, or you really need the Oath, or then this card is better because you see more cards. Yep. Preordained, in that case, you get to see 2, you don't know the next, and so on. So this digs deeper.
1 card deeper.
And that's why it's restricted. This is like Ancestral Recall, all the Moxes, like those, this is restricted in Vintage.
And it's banned in Modern, of course.
Obviously, all the good cantrips are banned in Modern.
Yeah.
The broken cantrips, I guess.
Yes.
And talk about broken, you can take the first.
Number 1, we have the most broken of them all, Ancestral Recall.
I mean, one of the best cards
ever. The fun part about this is the backstory when you have blue,
the
red,
cycle.
White. Yeah, the cycle.
Because that's a common theme in different sets. You have a cycle where there's a green card that does the same thing, there's a white card and so on.
So the white card, the white card gave you 3 life, or prevented 3 damage.
Healing Salve, really bad.
Yeah, really bad. The red is decent. That's lightning.
The best burn spell ever.
Yeah, so that's good.
But it's not close.
It's not even close. Then you have the green one.
+3/+3.
Yeah.
Instant. I mean, it's probably the best combat trick ever, but it's so far away from drawing 3 cards. You can even deck your opponent.
Yeah,
you don't even have to do it yourself.
You can't even compare them. And the black one.
It's good. I mean, 3 black mana.
Yeah.
That's a card that's played in all the... I mean...
Yeah, but it's still not even close.
No, obviously, the red one is very good. The black one is very good. The green one is good. The white one is...
It's not playable.
And they're supposed to be... I mean, not even maybe, but the same cycle.
The same cycle, so they are... When they first thought of it, I think they said this will be even.
I think the main goal was to, okay, what does the color do? So what is the purpose of the color? And back then it was more hard that blue draws cards, green attacks with creatures, red can burn, white I guess took life,
prevented damage.
Black wasn't a mana, but that's a bit weird because black was not about ramping.
I guess they have some. Black had some X spells. Mind.
But it's still not really Maybe it should have been some sort of removal spell if it was really supposed to be looking like black. But still, I mean, it could have been -3/-3 to a creature or something.
Yeah, incinerate. Or whatever it's called. No, not ulcerate or something.
But yeah, the cycle is hilarious.
Yep.
I mean, drawing 3 cards for 1 mana instant.
Yeah.
It's
target player, as you said. You can deck your opponent with this.
I mean, this cantrips and then gives you 2 more cards.
Yeah, it's broken.
Obviously, I mean, not even close.
No. And you can compare this to the card that's actually being played in Modern. That just got unbanned, Ancestral Vision.
Yeah, where you can...
It's the fixed version of Ancestral Recall. But it's so much worse.
Yeah, you suspend it for
4 turns.
4 turns.
Yeah. And then you can just remand it and it goes back to your hand.
Yeah, because this you can really, I mean, time it where your opponent is tapped out.
And you don't even care if this gets remanded. You can just play it again
but no one is playing remand, I guess, in Vintage.
No.
Yeah, so I guess this was the cantrips. And another time we might focus on burn spells or removal or whatever. I mean, you can do top lists about everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So
a blue history lesson, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so see you for the next draft. We are getting one up
soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.